Hello beautiful people, welcome to my channel. My name is Teresa and I am your cruise director on the Magical Mystery Tour. We are up to double digits, I think, day 10 of the Natasha Denona Lucky Dip. Before we get to that, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, ring the notification bell to be alerted to any new uploads, and if you like this video at the end, please give it a big thumbs up. Let's go see what we're working with. Digging in now. If you hear noises in the background, I've got the door open. We have the Love Face palette today. I'm just going to go grab it. Okay, so the Love Face palette is the most recent out of her face palette. She has the Glam Face palette, which is in a light and a dark version, and then the Love Face palette. So it comes with 5 eyeshadows, a cream blush and a highlighter. This has been the least successful of the 3, and a lot of people didn't like it. I actually don't mind this. I think I prefer it, from memory, I think I prefer it over the actual Love palette and the mini Love. But we'll see how we go, shall we? Shall we? It's a pretty feminine sort of shading. And again, this is why I haven't been doing my face before. Excuse me. Oh my. This is why I haven't been doing my face beforehand, because of the fact that there are some face products in it. So, going in with this baby pink first up. How are we all travelling in the new year so far? Are we doing okay? We survived 2024. Do we have a motto? I'm not going to ask for New Year's resolutions because I don't believe in them. It's just a word to say that we tend to break by the end of the month. But do we have a motto? Like a motto, or a podcast that I listen to does a word of the year that sort of encompasses what they want to embody for the year. So last year for me, I can't even remember what mine was last year. I did have a word and I thought I'd written it down somewhere, but I have been looking for it. But essentially, my thing for last year was to start this, because if you don't start, no matter how bad it is, you'll never start. I kept thinking that I needed to learn everything beforehand, like learn how to edit, learn how to edit well, learn how to not and ah my way through things. What's the best way to do it? The best way to do it is to just do it. So whether that be something like this, whether that be just learning anything new, just do it. Get Nike on board. Just do it. You don't have to be good at it. You just have to do it. Okay, now going in with this sort of, it's a more a neutrally shade. It's not super rosy, but this sort of grounds the whole look. On both eyes. So today, the reason I asked this, today is as I am filming, is my first day back at work. And by back at work, I'm going to be moving about 1.5 meters that way to my day job desk. And I'm complaining. Where was I? So, yes, I am back at work today, and I know I've got it easier than most, including my husband, who was moaning as he was leaving the house. But I still have work. But more important, like I'm catching up with one of the women from work today in a Teams call. Hate to think about, you know what it's like when you go on holidays, the amount of emails that we're going to have to look at. But more importantly, what I am doing this afternoon is, and this colour is quite appropriate, I have my annual mammogram this afternoon. Feel your boobies, ladies. I have been having an annual mammogram. It's a bit late actually. Normally I do it late September. So I'm a few months late for it. I don't know why, because they are in charge of sending me out my invitation. I have been having a regular mammogram, an annual mammogram, since I was about 37, in my late 30s. I lost my mother to cancer, to breast cancer, which was a secondary occurrence for her. She had it when I was in my 20s, and then passed away from a combination of breast cancer and non-Hodgkin's, which was a secondary of that as well, when I was in my late 30s. So she was 60. So I feel my boobies on quite the regular basis. Know your breasts. Going back in with that second shade now. Get to know your breasts if you don't. Touch and feel them. And really, like, hands above the head and everything, up underneath the armpit, anywhere. Get to know any little anomalies, and if it is concerning, get your ass to the doctor, please. Okay, going back in with this first pink shade now. You know, this is how I like to do it. So, and for me, going and doing that little bit of uncomfortableness for a short amount of time is nothing to get the okay. I mean, nothing. I do spend 2 weeks stressing, waiting to see if I'm going to get the call to come in, waiting to see if I'm just going to get the email that says all clear. And for anyone that's had any suspect lumps or has had a loved one, you know what I mean. We all go through it. It's anxious for a few weeks. It's just anxious. Okay, we have one shimmer shade in here. So it is 4 mattes, 1 shimmer. And you can use this like a topper, or you can use it on its own. And clearly I'm using it on its own here. And yeah, I definitely like the tones on this better than the Mini Love palette, for sure. More suitable for my colouring, I think. And this shimmer is quite delightful. So what's back to getting off track, half showing my ADHD brain there. 20 different conversations in 5 minutes. What's everyone's word of the year, motto of the year, goal? Mine's progress. Mine is just progress. In this, in what I'm trying to build here. Going in under the eye now in. So yeah, progress. Progress in my learning journey for my day job, because I'm still in the learning phase. Progress in this year, I would like to, and I haven't set my goals yet for this year. I'm using this as an eyeliner as well today. I haven't set my goals yet for this channel, and I hope to have some written down by the time I get to the channel's 1st year anniversary in a few weeks. If you can hear it jelly, I just gave her an empty toilet roll before. She's as happy as they come, rolling around out there. So I have a few other things that I'm looking at doing this year that I will talk about on my birthday. Going in, we just haven't used this shade now. This is not my favourite shade, but I haven't used it, so I'll use it to soften up this line under here. I just think it's not the most flattering of shades. And in all honesty, I would probably be okay with a 4, with a quad in this. But it's working. And back and forth. I've gone quiet. Really need to work this because I really want to soften that purple line. Just work until you're happy with it. Try and keep that up a bit. And what I'm about to do is clean that brush off. And I'm going to dip in this shade and this shade. And just go along again. Don't be afraid to custom mix your colours. You can see this just needs a little touch up right at the corner. And same there, just to blend that out. Righty-hoo! I am going to just grab a, oh no, I've got one right here. I was about to say I'm just going to go and grab a bronzer. I'm not. I've got one right here. Right, now these have the plastic over the top to stop the powders keeping out. This is starting to dry out a bit. I'm just moving my finger over the top to get to this powder. This is a cool tone pink. So a lot of people don't like it because it's got a bit of a blue base to it. And I've just really messed it up now by rubbing my finger onto it to ensure that I can pick it up. Stabbing my brush. Trick with this is, a lot of people say it disrupts their makeup and it's hard to pick up. And it is hard to pick up a flat dense brush. Work it into the lid of it and stamp it. We don't rub and buff it, we stamp it. You can see this is a really weird pink. It is a blue based cool tone pink, and I want to say the colours on here are not quite as cool toned as this blush. This was the biggest complaint about it. People loved the colour story. They just did not like this pink. You see what I mean? Just not sure about it myself. Now, I'm just running my finger over that highlighter as well to get it warmed up. The highlighter's better. I am going to use I don't think I have a super dense brush there. So this is not as dense, but it is a flat brush. Working that in. Pick up a fair bit because the worst thing about using a brush for this is that it can look quite textured. And in fact, I think what I'll do in a minute is probably stamp over that with a makeup sponge, just because of the fact that it looks textured. So I'll go in with the end of this, really work it in, like you can see. That's a lot. I'm not the biggest fan of this particular product of the highlighter in this instance, but it is working. What I'm going to go do now is I'm going to use a lilac eyeliner. I'm going to set my face down, mascara, lips, and get dressed for work, and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is the final look. The eye look is beautiful. Like, it's really beautiful. This eyeshadow is really, really easy to work with. And even, like I said, this shade is just sort of not my shade, but it still works. Like, I've softened it up. It's just a personal preference thing. The blush, in an ideal world, I would just film this end bit 2 hours after I had done my makeup, because 30 minutes to 2 hours, somewhere in amongst there, is when your makeup truly melts into your skin and settles down to how it's going to look for the day. This highlighter is definitely not a favourite. I don't think you can see it yet. It is going to settle in my lines on my forehead for sure. I can see that already. And I've taken it up too high here. It's emphasizing my lines. That is a texture thing with this particular highlighter. But if I had to rank it just as an eyeshadow palette, and that's what I'll be doing at the end, ranking it as an eyeshadow palette, not how it is as a face palette. I like the eyeshadows. I really like the eyeshadows on it. I think if she bought this out as an individual eyeshadow palette, she would have sold a lot more. So that is it for this one. We are in the double digits. I think there's 22 palettes all up in this from memory. What do you think? Also, despite my ramblings, 2 things. Let me know down below. Are you going to book in your mammogram? Have you thought about a word or a goal, a phrase, something to set yourself for this year? Let's not do New Year's resolutions. Until next time, my loves, don't forget to tell your mum, tell your sister, tell your friends. Come along, hang out, subscribe. I hope to see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye.